Christopher Nolan has built a career on making ambitious films that challenge audiences while delivering unforgettable cinematic experiences. Following the enormous success of Oppenheimer, The Odyssey is a bold adaptation of Homer's legendary epic that follows Odysseus on his long and dangerous journey home after the Trojan War. With a cast that includes Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, and many more, expectations could hardly have been higher. I didn't know what to expect and if I'd even enjoy this one, but thankfully, The Odyssey doesn't just meet those expectations, it exceeds them. One of the first things that stands out about the film is its incredible sense of scale. Nolan reportedly went to extraordinary lengths to bring this world to life, shooting entirely with IMAX cameras and relying heavily on practical effects rather than CGI. The result is a film that feels tangible and real in a way that very few modern blockbusters manage. Whether the characters are crossing stormy seas, exploring mysterious islands, or confronting mythological creatures, there is a sense that these locations genuinely exist rather than being generated inside a computer. The practical effects work really does deserve special praise. Mythological stories often lean heavily on visual effects, but Nolan takes a different approach. The Cyclops, the Witch, and several other fantastical elements feel grounded thanks to a combination of practical effects, animatronics, makeup, and clever filmmaking techniques. There are moments that genuinely make you wonder how they were achieved. Rather than distracting from the story, these effects help immerse you further into the world. Matt Damon delivers one of the strongest performances of his career as Odysseus. He captures both the legendary hero and a deeply flawed man underneath the myth. This version of Odysseus isn't simply a fearless warrior overcoming impossible odds. He is haunted by the horrors of war and burdened by the consequences of his actions. Damon brings an emotional weight to the character that makes his journey feel far more personal than many of the previous adaptations. The supporting cast is equally impressive, with Tom Holland putting in a great performance and Anne Hathaway giving one of the most compelling portrayals of Penelope ever put on screen. Anne isn't just a side story or seen as just the love interest, but a fully realised character with her own struggles, frustrations, and emotional journey. What surprised me most was how effectively the film expands upon characters that often receive very little development in previous adaptations. Helen of Troy, for example, is often treated as little more than a plot device whose beauty sparks a war. Here, the film explores the guilt, trauma, and emotional consequences she carries after becoming the reason thousands died. These additions help make the story feel fresh while still respecting its roots. Nolan also makes some fascinating thematic choices. While previous adaptations often celebrate the glory of war and heroism, The Odyssey takes a much darker approach. The Trojan War hangs over the entire narrative like a shadow. Flashbacks and memories show the brutality and horror of the conflict, forcing viewers to confront the reality behind the legends. Rather than glorifying conquest, the film examines the psychological scars left behind. The focus on trauma adds tremendous depth to the story, with Odysseus obviously struggling with everything he has had to do. It's a powerful reminder that even the so-called heroes of history carry wounds that never fully heal, and it left the audience in this morally grey area of not really knowing who was the actual good guys or the villains of this story. Visually, the film is breathtaking. Every frame feels carefully crafted, from sweeping coastal landscapes to intimate character moments. Nolan avoids excessive spectacle for spectacle's sake, instead grounding even the largest sequences in realism. Storms at sea feel terrifying because they are shot from a perspective of the sailors trapped within them. The sound design and music are equally exceptional. Ludwig Göransson's score is one of the year's finest, blending ancient influences with modern cinematic power. Certain scenes become unforgettable thanks to the way sound is used. One particularly clever sequence involving the sirens uses muffled audio in a way that places the audience directly in the character's experience. It's a small detail, but it demonstrates the level of thought that went into every aspect of the production. The nearly 3-hour runtime may concern some viewers, but the story largely justifies its length, and it went by really quickly for me. Odysseus' journey spans years and it involves countless trials, relationships, and transformations. Compressing that into a shorter film would have diminished its emotional impact. Perhaps the greatest achievement of The Odyssey is that it manages to feel both faithful and fresh. Rather than simply retelling a story that has been adapted countless times, Nolan finds new perspectives and emotional layers within the material. He respects Homer's original vision while giving audiences something genuinely new to think about. By the time the film reaches its powerful final act, it becomes clear that this is far more than a simple mythological adventure. It's a story about war, guilt, survival, redemption, and the cost of coming home. The emotional payoff is immense, and the final hour contains some of the most satisfying and emotionally resonant filmmaking Nolan has ever delivered. The Odyssey is a spectacular achievement that combines blockbuster entertainment with thoughtful storytelling. It features incredible performances, breathtaking visuals, stunning practical effects, outstanding music, and some of Christopher Nolan's most mature thematic work to date. If you can't tell, yes, I really enjoyed The Odyssey, and it's one that I would highly recommend going to see. So, The Odyssey, have you seen it yet, and what do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time.